So, adimu, it is going to be super duper important for you to be able to understand the dichotomy of one of the most painful things that any human being can go through, which is the abuse and, in a sense, the loss of a child that you have birthed. I think that this character is one who is extremely complex and conflicted. I think that she has a lot going on within her heart, mind, and spirit. I think there's a lot of bitterness. I think there's a lot of anger. I think there's a lot of resentment, but I also think that there is a lot of love. Your challenge, I think, dialogue-wise, is going to be making things that sound very harsh and very uncomfortable. Therefore, because they're harsh and uncomfortable, people want to make them comedic. So for you to be able to take heavy subject matter that people may have an inclination to want to write off and laugh at, to make it serious and to make it heartfelt, and to show not only your pain but your anger, is going to be very important. So I'm going to briefly go across some of the images that you're going to find in your collage. First we have Elijah Muhammad. It's written that adimu is West Indian, and it's imagined that she is Muslim, or she may not be the strictest of Muslims, but there's a part of her faith that is Muslim. I think that Elijah Muhammad is also, in a way, a parental figure to Malcolm X, and he also is somewhat responsible for Malcolm X's death. So I think that the iconography of who Elijah Muhammad is and who Louis Farrakhan are is important, because I think that in a lot of ways they embody what it is to love and care about somebody and something so much that your passion allows you to go to an extreme and hurt that person, but have to sort of move on with life and justify what you've done. The next image is of Cruella de Vil. I picked this image because I think that it's indicative of a side of adimu that is really sort of fierce and fashionable and can kind of sell her brand of evil or sell her brand of negativity in a way that's almost a little bit likable. Next to that we have Monique and Countess Vaughn, who played the Parkers. I think that their mother-daughter relationship, sort of Monique being a single mother and Countess Vaughn being a crazy teenager in some juncture of that television show, is somewhat indicative to an extent of what Taina and adimu may have. We have pictures of Miss Sophia. I think that this is sort of self-explanatory. Miss Sophia was a strong woman in The Color Purple who had to do what she had to do for her own livelihood, for her family, and just had to really be a ballsy bitch. And I think adimu has to be the same way. Next we have images of Divine in Female Trouble. Female Trouble is a John Waters movie. If you have not watched it, you may want to watch it a little bit. It's really, really slapstick. It's in very poor taste, and it's a little ridiculous. But Divine's character is a really dysfunctional mother who's raising a single daughter by herself. And some of the moments, I think, are a little bit indicative, although very comedic. Moving along, we have images of Roseanne Barr, along with images of Vivica Fox's character in Set It Off. Vivica Fox's character in Set It Off was, I feel, a lot like adimu, and I think that if you revisit that film and watch it again and take some notes from Vivica's choices and really look at who that character is, to be able to display distraught and strength and vulnerability and bitchiness would be great. We have Roseanne, because I think Roseanne was just like the consummate sort of trashy mom. We have Alfre Woodard from Crooklyn. If you have not watched Crooklyn, or if you haven't watched Crooklyn in a while, I suggest that you go watch it. I think that she embodies what a strong black woman who is raising a family is. And I think that if adimu still had her husband, she would be more of that Alfre Woodard character than what she's turned out to be. We have some images of Bette Midler in Beaches. Her character's name is Cece, and I think that Cece's self-righteousness and craziness and her eccentricities and whatnot are something that you can pull from. We have images of Malcolm X. We have images of Ike and Tina. We have images of Halle Berry losing Isaiah. We have images of Lauryn Hill in Sister Act 2. We have images of Harriet Tubman. We have images of Janet Jackson in For Colored Girls. We have the Colored Girls poster. We also have the interaction between Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio in This Boy's Life. So all of these, in a sense, are characters in a lot of ways that have to be leaders that make terrible mistakes in being leaders, and all of these things. So you will see that you have a list of films and references that you should watch to help with it, but I just wanted to briefly go over what the images meant. I hope this is helpful in you playing adimu, and I look forward to seeing a wonderful performance by you. Thank you for your continued support, and I look forward to shooting with you this summer.